2025 Game Awards just wrapped up, and I'm recapping everything that happened, who took home these dubs, and what was revealed. Hey, look, we're coming up on the 100 subscriber anniversary on this, 1-month-old channel. I'm hyped for that. So if you're watching this right now, I appreciate you. I'm a baby channel. I've only been doing this for a couple weeks. Why are you watching my recap? You know how many people on YouTube got one of these? You have terrible taste, twin. No, but in all seriousness, we're going to be recapping the Game Awards of 2025, everything that went down at the show, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm pretty tired, and plus I still gotta edit God of War Episode 8. If you don't know, I'm playing every single God of War on this channel. Y'all, it's a banger. I know I say every episode a banger, but no, this one's on crack. So the Game Awards just wrapped up. What were you doing if you weren't watching it? But if you didn't watch it, I'll just sum it up in one sentence for you. This was the Expedition 33 show. I'm talking about they damn near swept these awards. I'm hearing that they were nominated for 11 awards. They took home 9 out of the 11 nominations. Like, they added so much hardware. And I'm not one of these people that thinks it's undeserved. Well freaking done. Applause, applause for Samfall Interactive. For me, going into the night, the most obvious ones that I knew that they was going to take home was Best Soundtrack, Best Original Music. Listen, I feel like everybody was bumping Lumiere this year. Like, that's a hit right there. The music and the score for this game, from what I heard, was excellent. And I personally felt like throughout the majority of this year that they was going to win Game of the Year. And this is coming from somebody who didn't even play Expedition 33. But I'm not into turn-based combat games, and that's kind of been a lot of what's held me back from playing the game. But the fact that this is a game that I even wanted to play knowing I don't like turn-based combat, you know how damn good you gotta be to get me to that point? And I know a lot of other people come from the same place as me, and yet they played this game and they freaking loved it. In addition to that, it's just the story behind this studio. You can call it, you know, just a feel-good story, but no, you put together a team like this, indie, around a 30-person studio, a studio founded by a dude who left Ubisoft. They did some outsourcing work. They worked with the budget that they had. Dude, the top composer was found on a game forum post and sent his SoundCloud link for reference to his music. I mean, this is the definition of a game that got it out the mud. And for them to put the product together that they showcased with Expedition 33 this year, I mean, come on, bro. Like, even I can recognize for a game that I didn't play this year, that it had all the makings of Game of the Year. They was going crazy stacking trophies throughout this entire show. I think personally that this is a moment that's like really, this could be like a really historic moment for just the gaming industry in general. We're in a time when people think these AAA budgets for subpar games are super inflated just for them to, you know, under-deliver on what the hell the final product is. For them to go in here and keep the budget pretty concise and reasonable and, you know, away from even what AA budgets tend to be, and go in there and deliver on this type of quality, an original IP if nothing else. The story looks excellent. I've seen some gameplay and, you know, some Let's Play footage of this damn thing. I mean, this is on the level, this surpassed the level of what a lot of AAA studios pouring 50 million, 75 million, 100 million plus into their game budget. It surpassed what they're doing in terms of quality, in terms of execution, vision, turnaround time, and developing the game. And it's making you wonder at a time when something like also Hollow Knight Silksong got nominated for a bunch of things. Hades 2 was nominated for a lot of things. People are wondering, are we getting a shift away from AA? Quadruple A to me was never a fucking thing. That was just some made up shit. But are we seeing like a shift away from AAA? And for someone like me, someone who wants to bring y'all unique gaming IPs in the future, and I'll get to that later on this channel over the years as y'all get to know me, I'm excited for that future. But this is really motivating for me. This is inspiring for me. Tonight might have been like a real milestone moment in the gaming industry's history. Them going Oklahoma City Thunder mode at these Game Awards. So I'm not going to go every single category to Game Awards. Why? Because I don't damn feel like it. I want to get something to eat and then go to sleep after this damn video. You're just making the editing time harder for me. And I already told y'all, I still got God of War stuff to edit on here. This is also a Let's Play channel. So yeah, that's all you need to know. It was the Expedition 33 show. I saw a meme, bro, on Twitter that said, and the Expedition 33 award goes to Expedition 33. Some people being petty, bro, and some people being petty. I ain't gonna sit up here and cap. But, I mean, damn, it might as well have been there. I'm talking about that damn song for them was on loop the whole night. They won so many awards, they sent 2 different people each time to go up there and get an award, and they almost ran out of people. Keep in mind, this ain't no big team. They almost ran out of people. So that's what we know about the Game Awards. But one thing that's interesting about the Game Awards is it isn't just about the awards. In fact, I personally don't give a shit about the awards. What a lot of people tune into for is the big reveals. Are we going to get release dates for this game? New gameplay for this game? Trailers, teasers, announcements. That's what people tune in for. It bolsters the numbers, and a lot of people were here for the reveals, including me. That's really why I was here. And y'all already know what I said I was waiting for. Phantom Blade Zero. Y'all know this is tied for Crimson Desert next year for my most anticipated game dropping in 2026. And then my big four is Wolverine. Everybody waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. But Phantom Blade Zero, they were saying, and they officially announced along with the Game Awards page that they were going to do a release date. And I didn't want to get no window. I wanted an actual concrete date for a game that I knew was coming out in 2026. But one that I also said has a good chance to get pushed to 2027. And we've got our date. They showed us some new footage of the game, some new gameplay, some new cinematics. And, well, September 9th of next year, y'all got it. We got 9 more months until Phantom Blade. And for me, I'm not as upset as some other people. Some people were like, this is as disappointed as I've ever been about seeing a game, like, release date. Why? It's 9 damn months. You ain't got nothing. Do you plan on dying before then or something? That's really not that far away in the grand scheme of things, especially in a loaded year like 2026. Have you seen my video talking about 2026 should be a historic year in gaming? It could be the greatest, most loaded year in gaming history. You know how crazy that is? This is pretty much my most anticipated game. Y'all will survive if I can survive. The only thing I can say is the release date is kind of interesting, but y'all have got to take a number of factors into consideration with this. So in releasing at the end of Q3, that does mean that if S Game even has one off day in the office, that shit is getting pushed to 2027, which I've told y'all in past videos, there's a great chance a game of this scope, of this magnitude, with these types of animations, this type of combat, these cinematics, a game of this scale, it might get pushed to 2027, and that's more realistic, and this even feels like a date that could get pushed to 2027 still. They're going to want to polish this game and make sure it's excellent for y'all to come out. And there's other factors that contribute to that. I noticed that another game that had a release date on here today, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, it got its date, May 29th of next year. I'm gonna be on that. But when they announced the release date for that game, it came with pre-orders. You can pre-order that right now. Phantom Blade? Let me check one more time. Yep, that shit ain't got no pre-orders. So it is a little discouraging when you see a game announce a date that really in the grand scheme isn't that far away, but they're not accepting pre-orders. Kind of like how Grand Theft Auto isn't. Now, I hate to put the GTA shit on Phantom Blade. Y'all don't deserve that. No one deserves that. But Rockstar also has the rep to where they can keep delaying this game and it'll still be the best-selling game of all time. They gonna lose a couple 100,000 people who just stop giving a damn, and yet it'll still be the best-selling game of all time. But just something that I observed, that's later in the year and it makes sense. People also have to keep in logistics in mind. People were expecting March or April around First Light and Crimson Desert and off the heels of Neo as well too. That's when you were expecting them to go. They need some space to drop. They're not going to go at the end of the year in case Grand Theft Auto, isn't actually bluffing and capping this time. You've got to have some space. I feel like they worked themselves into a reasonable time, a reasonable time of year. I'm going to be on that shit. It's not like they said 2027, although it could get pushed to 2027. So I'm just saying, I'm 75% sure that it's going to drop on the date that it does. And I'm still a quarter, thinking that it could get pushed to 2027. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like I said, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark, it's got a date. That's coming out at the very end of May. That's gonna go crazy. That looks like a Batman Arkham game with a Lego skin. I've told y'all that before. Another game that I'm doing a Let's Play of on this channel, Lords of the Fallen 2. More footage from that game. And today I think they also dropped a 2.5, a version 2.5 update for Lords of the Fallen, this first one. I gave the game a 7 out of 10. Final boss is a damn joke. The navigation in the game is dog shit. But so much replay value, visually stunning, good gameplay, and man, they look like they about to go up a notch on Lords of the Fallen 2. One thing about Lords of the Fallen is I didn't play it at release. I played 2.0 when the game kind of had a renaissance and recovered some of its reputation. I guess it dropped not to great reception when it did drop in 2023. Well, they doing devlogs. I watched their devlog yesterday. It's a 40-minute episode, and they're so passionate about this thing. They learned about their mistakes. They've turned their weak points into strong suits. They've made their strong suits even better. When they drop, it's gonna be like bats out of hell. On this, it seemed like they got something to prove, and I ain't gonna lie, Lords of the Fallen 2, that's one of the bangers coming out of next year. I hope it drops next year. I'm feeling like it's gonna drop next year. I don't think this is a 2027 delay, but they're gonna make sure they drop this cooking and swinging right out of the gates. They got something with with this. It looks good. Y'all already know it's your boy, the Marvel Rivals Fiend, and Rogue is about to drop here in just a couple of hours for season 5.5, but we already talking about season 6. Marvel Rivals came out here and released Deadpool? Revealed Deadpool, I should say. He ain't ready yet, but he coming in season 6, and that's very exciting for NetEase to go in there and drop this bomb at the Game Awards. Y'all already know I was upset that Marvel Rivals did not get nominated for Best Multiplayer Game, and how the fuck did it not get nominated for Best Community Support? Didn't win Best Ongoing Game, and I told y'all it damn wouldn't. I don't know how Marvel Rivals performs how it did in this past year, and it just doesn't get shit. It barely even got nominated for anything, and even that was a here nigga damn nomination, if we being real. That was some bullshit Game Awards. That's why, I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. Speaking of NetEase, though, y'all also know I'm a Where Winds Meet fiend. In some ways, I kind of wish I didn't stop my Let's Play of this on the channel, but I'm a baby channel. I'm paying my dues on here. And sorry, editing takes a whole lot of time if the view count not gonna be where it's supposed to be. But I love Where Winds Meet, and a lot of the world does too. It's one of the most popular games in the world right now. We got new footage for something dropping next year, Imperial Palace. I don't know what that is. It's a game update. Are we gonna get new story beats, new maps with that? They said before the end of 2026, which is kind of damn crazy. Like, bro, you got all of the calendar year, and if somebody telling you before the end of a following year, they pretty much mean by the time the holiday season rolls around. So y'all ain't getting this for like a year anyway. But yeah, Where Winds Meet. Alive and well, doing well. The game is heat. And more's on the way in 2026. Let's keep it out in Asia with Neo. Now, y'all know I haven't played Neo 1 or 2, but they're huge on my backlog. I'm gonna do like a backlog, adding to my backlog and games to play series eventually. Neo's gonna be on there. So the third one's coming out. That shit looks gas. That looks dope. I just haven't played the other ones. I gotta get to the other Neo games. Tomb Raider with not one, but 2 games revealed. Damn, they got 2026 coming up. What is it called? So next year, y'all getting Legacy of Atlantis, and in 2027, y'all getting Catalyst. Lara Croft coming back. Bad as hell and swinging. I already told y'all, everybody was wondering what the statue in the desert was gonna be. Now, a lot of leakers and everything, and this is the thing about filing for trademarks. You gotta file for them, but it's public information when you do it with the USPTO here in this country. I file trademarks myself, and I'm sure y'all gonna be leaking my shit when I, file other trademarks for other huge projects I got coming in the future. But yeah, we got it leaked basically that this was Divinity Original Sin, and yes, they had probably the most shocking trailer of the night that I'm sure people will call devil worship and satanic and everything. Aight, bruh. But yeah, I wasn't even familiar with the Divinity Original Sin franchise until 72 hours ago, so cool reveal. Seems like people received it very well. It's from, I believe, Larian Studios, who 2 years ago took home Game of the Year for Baldur's Gate 3. So them doing their own project and taking that experience and that flair and that accomplishment back to do something with their own vision and not necessarily D&D. Oh yeah, people trust them to cook right here. Now the final reveal of the night was one that people were disappointed by. Now y'all know me, I don't give a shit about shooter games. The only shooter game I play is Marvel Rivals, a hero shooter. And even that is like not really, like it's different. Y'all will never, I told y'all before, y'all will never see Call of Duty, Battlefield, none of that shit out of me. This one's also a hero shooter, but it's just like, I don't care. And I thought it was just me because I just don't like shooter games. But no, the reception on the internet is that they also didn't give a shit. And man, they had to pay a lot for this final slot, it seems like. And this is the team from, I think, that made Titanfall. Apparently some of the devs, if not all the devs that did Apex Legends. And here they are with the game called High Guard that, people felt was pretty underwhelming for the final reveal. A lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, niggas didn't like this. They didn't give a shit about this game. I ain't gonna cap. That's just where the reception been. One thing that I always say that gamers gotta check themselves on, though, is that sometimes they'll make up in their minds that, oh, we're getting God of War, it's gotta be Bloodborne 2. The wait, it's been long enough. Nobody told you that. That was just you and your speculation. You gotta calm down. People will make up stuff in their mind and be like, I've dreamt this and envisioned this in my mind, so it just has to happen. That was you that put that expectation on them. Didn't nobody tell you to think that, and you not owed nobody to read. Like, nobody owes you reading your mind and bringing the ideas that you created in your damn mind to pass. Like, so then some people think the Game Awards are shitty because you didn't get the next God of War installment. I already told people, like, the best thing you were probably going to get here was the God of War Metroidvania. Y'all know I'm playing every single God of War right here, and I'm still on God of War 2005 before we get into God of War 2 and 3 and Ascension and 2018 and Ragnarok. But I'm not getting bailed out from cloud streaming. They They not remaking those games. It's been 20 years, 15 years for some of them. If they ain't did it yet, y'all, you will never get them. And that's coming from like a new fan of the franchise. Like, y'all just, we're not gonna get that. But in terms of other things we didn't get anything from, like I said, we didn't get any God of War stuff. We didn't get any Bloodborne 2. Y'all gonna wait on that until the end of time. I'm sorry. But other stuff I was kind of expecting, like Crimson Desert, it's not a big deal we didn't get anything from Crimson Desert. Like y'all know, that's right there, tied with Phantom Blade for my most anticipated game of the year. Yeah, next year. For Crimson Desert, man, we already have a date, March 19th, I believe, of next year. That just looks like that could be like a generation-defining game, a decade-defining game, an all-time action-adventure game. I mean, that looks like a masterpiece, and it's not even out yet. But I didn't really sweat. I thought they were gonna do a little promo work here. They didn't really do anything on that. They didn't do anything on the show unless I was looking at my phone and missed it. But they don't really owe us anything. They've already started their promo work. They already have a date. That wasn't a big deal that they weren't at the Game Awards. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. I was kind of shocked that we didn't get anything. To a degree, I was shocked that we didn't get anything here, but it's one I told y'all, if we haven't gotten a date for it yet, probably 2027. Capcom's got a lot of stuff already coming out next year. We know they're working on Onimusha, Way of the Sword, and I do think that's going to be a banger as someone who is going to be becoming a new Onimusha fan. Same thing I'm doing with God of War, I'm going to be doing with the Onimusha franchise too. Going to play through all of them before that one. But yeah, no date on that. So temper expectations, but in a crowded release window next year, I'm trying to tell y'all, if a game you're looking forward to right now don't have a date already, as crowded as next year is, you probably looking at 2027. That brings me to something that I'm anticipating too, Blood of the Dawnwalker. We don't have a date for that, and that's a really ambitious game. Like, that's coming from the former devs of CD Projekt Red, who have gone to a new studio, done their own thing, and this game looks freaking dope. But I just feel like that's more of a 2027 release. We don't have a release date for that right now, and it's about to be 2026 in like 5 seconds. So you gonna finish development and have it out by next year? These games take a while to develop. I just think it's unrealistic. They're not going to rush it. They want to drop it right. No Tides of Annihilation. Again, the footage on that looks dope. They had something that dropped last month that took the internet by storm. But that just feels like they want to get that as much TLC as possible. Polish that one. That could be an absolute classic as well, too. From what we've seen, that looks like a banger. But that's feeling more 2027 just based on development, the scope of the game. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've already told y'all, devs, we would rather y'all delay a game to polish it, get it right, it drops and it's great and we can receive it excellent when it drops, versus you drop it, it's effed up, we got to do update after update just to get it halfway to where we thought it was going to be based off the trailers you showed us 4 years ago, bruh. I waited all the time for that. Don't drop some mid. Drop it when it's done and ready. But despite that, it was a night of really great reveals, and well, damn, Expedition 33. Just taking home trophy after trophy after trophy. Shout out to Miss Piggy. Shout out to the Muppets. Shout out to Jeff for putting the show together. Listen, I'm keeping my thoughts to myself about the Game Awards, but damn, y'all do run a good show. I won't agree with everything about it, but damn, I'm never gonna agree with everything about anything. So overall, a well-ran show. And if you ask me, I think the right game won Game of the Year and won a number of really great categories. I know some people will think it's overhyped, but it's not even a game that I played and I'm defending it. And I walk away a happy man tonight. Lego Batman has a release date in May. Phantom Blade 0 is due to come out next year. I hope they stick to that and don't delay it. I'm 75% sure, 25% thinking it might get delayed. But it has a date right now. You know your boy happy. I mean, I'm turned up. And overall, I think it was a very memorable Game Awards. Now, Game Awards 2026, well, that shit gonna look like the WWE Royal Rumble. If you're not dropping your magnum opus next year, don't even expect a nomination. I'm going to bed.